kids need to know that they can feel belonging in schools. That's the message that we have to send in every single kid. We are here, we welcome you, we're respectful for who you are, we respect your culture, we respect your language. We don't see you as less.
We want Senderos to embody a space where folks are thriving, from being resilient, of having to be protected, be in this survival mode, to then really uplift our families and our community to be in a thriving space.
Hi, I'm Sam Rollins, Chief of Communications for Santa Cruz City Schools. And this week, before we go any further, before we get to the news or bad jokes that these updates are known for, I need your help. We need your help. And as it almost always is when we ask for your help, yes, it is a form to fill out. Specifically, it is our school food form. And if you're wondering, how can that possibly be so urgent? It's just lunch. And how can you mean me? Because my family doesn't normally qualify for free lunch. And why should I fill out this application when food is free for all? I will explain. A broad piece of our federal school funding is determined by who is in our district. Now, you'd think that we would have some kind of clearly detailed picture of the economic and demographic makeup of each of our schools' communities from the government, but we don't. The main way the government gets this information is from the school food application form. And if you think that sounds crazy, I mean, fair. The point is, our funding is tied to how complete this picture is of who is in our district. And this year, because food is free, whether or not you qualify or even apply, we've only had about half the number of completed forms we normally have. And that is bad, because here's the kicker. If we don't bring those numbers up, we're in trouble. If not enough people provide us with this information, we could lose some of our counselors, math support classes, language arts support classes, in-class aides, support staff, even school community coordinators, and other vital services. So please take a few minutes. Click on link number 1 on this page and fill out the form. We've also sent this form home in elementary school students' folders, and we've mailed it to all middle and high school families. Please fill it out and bring it back to school. And please tell your friends, send them the link. Help us out. Okay, you promise? Then you can have some news. It's quick. Vaccines for kids as young as 5 are expected to be approved soon. When they are, we will be making those available to students on campus in vaccine clinics run by Inspire Diagnostics, our current testing partner. We also hope to be able to host conversations about vaccine safety in the near future for our community. Cases of COVID continue to drop in our country and state and county and city, and for that we are very grateful. And I'd like to take a moment for a celebration that sports is back. We know that for so many students, this is a connection that keeps their relationship with school strong. And we know that it's that sense of belonging to a school, to a team, to each other that has such a huge impact on academic success, behavioral health, happiness. When school works best, it doesn't just provide that connection between students and their school or between friends, but between families and within a community. And we know that sometimes, for some, that doesn't work. There are always people on the outside of a community who lack that connection, and that lack of connection makes every obstacle harder to overcome.
Poverty has an impact in the lives of immigrant youth, and that often chooses the wrong directions in their lives. My name is Nereida Robles, and I'm a social worker at Santa Cruz City Schools, and I'm also a board member of Senderos, a nonprofit organization here in Santa Cruz County.
It started as a Oaxacan dance group, a way to provide cultural comfort and pride to people who felt like outsiders.
We were not thinking about culture, we were not thinking about identity, we were not thinking about any of that. We were just thinking about how to create a safe space for for students, for families.
But it only kept growing from there. They started helping kids to read. More people would come to their meetings. Helping families learn new languages. More people would come to their meetings. Then they were helping parents navigate technology and then offering scholarships and then growing and growing.
What we were doing here in Santa Cruz, it was a movement, a cultural movement. Cada vez que la get events, we get about more than 3,000 people. We want the Latino community to be visible, and the community to learn about the needs. Because we live here in this community. It's important to have an organization that focuses on cultural richness, on not carrying traditions, of not being ashamed of who they are. I think Senderos is a great resource. We can provide lots of support, build connections among families. We see the needs, we heard what people need, and then we try to help as much as we can.